Welcome everybody! It's Shadow Child here from Try Gamer Studios. I got another tutorial video for you, and today it's for OBS and how to use it. I use it with everything I do for recording and streaming, and I'm going to show you a lot of things about it that maybe you didn't know, or maybe you do know. It's here for help. So first you want to make a scene. You want to have a scene set up, and you want to click add the plus button down here. The plus button's to add a scene. The minus button's of course to minus one, and you can flip between them going up and down or clicking. You want to make sure you give the scene a good name of what you want the scene to be. For scene 2 right now, you can also, if you right click, you can do a whole bunch of different things with it. As long as also with renaming it. For this one, we're going to go with recording. That's fine. And under the scenes, for each different scene, you have different sources. You got to set up your sources. This would be empty when you first create one. I got the browser desktop on here so you can hear me and everything's going on just fine and see what I'm doing. Under sources, this is where you are going to want your different media or whatever you're going to have in here, like whatever you're capturing. You want to add first. You feel like if you're wanting to capture a game, we'll go with game capture is your first one. Now I have and when you're making new sources, you can use existing ones. Like I always name each of them what game I'm playing, make sure I know what they are so I can turn them on and off, invisible and invisible. And for this new one, I already have WoW set up, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a new one, create new WoW, or you can click add existing. We'll click down here and scroll down to WoW and click on it. Make sure you click on it, make sure it's visible. Click OK. And now WoW is on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete that one off there. And let's go ahead and create a new one so you can see how that's set up now. Game capture. I'm gonna name it World. Then we're gonna go ahead and click OK. Now for this, you got a new window here. This all keep all default. Capture any full screen application, can work for anything that's full screen. I like to capture specific windows. Some windows can't be captured that way. Some can only be captured through browser. It just depends on what it is and how it works with OBS. But most of the time, this capturing specific window works just fine. Under window, you want to make sure you want to choose what game or whatever you're playing, if that's what you're selecting for game capture. That's why it's game capture. And I'm going to choose WoW EXE, World of Warcraft. This is the application that's currently playing. And then I'm going to click OK. Now, right now you're not going to be able to see, you're seeing World of Warcraft through my browser desktop source. Because currently I have 2 graphics cards in my laptop. And to be able, and I switch between the integrated for browser, so you can see my OBS. And my NVIDIA processor when I'm recording games specifically. So right now you won't be able to see my World of Warcraft screen through just like if I made that right there. That one's not going to be showing. And that's why it's not showing up right here as well. It's because currently I'm on my integrated graphics card and my World of Warcraft uses my NVIDIA graphics card. But of course I have right now it's set up for browser desktop, so it's going to show it like that. But that's how it's working. It would be working just fine if I had it the other way. And that sets up for that. And then we're going to go ahead and add more sources. Like if you're going to want to add a audio source, you're going to put audio input capture. You can give it a name or whatever. We'll go ahead and just click new. Then you want to click your device. And your device should pop down right here. If you have a microphone attached, like right here's my microphone. There's my desktop microphone as well. And you just use that, and that's now up, and it's going to be right here on the audio input capture. We'll go ahead and delete that. Remove. Everything is right clickable as well. You can do a lot of things with these. If you want to transform, if you want to edit these, make them do different things at different positions, you right click and you can do that here. A lot of different things you can do with all the different things to make it customized to your specific liking. Now another thing you can also do is if you want to know how you want to put a banner or something up like I do right here. You see my Try Gamer Studios now at the top. That's my banner. Go back over to recording. What you do is push your plus button here for your sources. And we're going to click image. There's a whole bunch of different things you can click up and do. Text GMI that you can put up like numbers, stuff if you know the coding. But we're going to go ahead and just select image. That's something for a more in-depth video. And of course, you can add existing ones. So if you're making different scenes and you want specific things up for different scenes, you can have it right here and bring it up, make it easier for you to have to search for your image. And we'll just click OK, and you just browse for your image file. Let's go ahead and click that browse. Let's go to desktop, and let's go ahead and click. There we go, and bring it up. Now, of course, now you can fully edit this wherever you want it to be. You're gonna see it's gonna cover up, move it around. Really great way for if you're wanting to put a image behind, for instance, your cam or a different thing. You can set up a whole bunch of different images all over the screen, and you can turn them on and off. Like, just click this right there, boom, 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 visibility on and off. Also with hotkeys, you can turn it on and off too if you want to do something funny, like something funny pop up, like pow or anything like that. You can do it this way with hotkeys and using the image. Now we're gonna go ahead and make that invisible and throw that over there because it really don't matter. Now let's go ahead and go over scene transitions. When you're switching between scenes like that, you can set it for the fade, to cut. You can add different kind of things right here. Fade to color, through to wipe, swipe. The duration, you can change all that right there. Also, while you're recording, as we're recording, the record number is going up here, so you can keep track. It keeps track of your CPU and your frames per second. Same thing with live, how long you've been streaming live and all this as well. Now, another thing, if you're having trouble finding where your saves are going to, you can go up here to File and click Show Recordings, and it will open up where your files are being saved. As you see right now, this one right here is the current one that is recording. And when it's done, it will process and look like that. Let's go ahead and exit out of that because we don't need it up now. You can also edit. If you click on your world or the desktop, you can edit it, and you can transform up here as well. There's more selections up there. Tools, you got collections. You can set up your scenes, rename, import, export ones that you saved and do, or from other people if they have them saved or downloaded. Over here you can add captions. You do a whole bunch of things with tools. You got your auto configuration wizard. This can help auto set up your streaming or recording. Currently I can't run it since I am recording, but that's something if you don't know what you're doing with setting up your settings, you can go to the wizard and that can help you out there, because it'll automatically detect your system. Alright, let's go ahead and go into settings. Alright, we're going to start in general. There's not much here that we're going to mess with, honestly. The only thing really we're going to mess with here is your theme. You can change your theme to look differently. You can change your language. Doesn't matter what you set it on, it's all to you, and you can apply things or click OK to close this out. We're just going to stay in here. Let's go down to stream. This is where if you're going to go stream, this is where you put in your streaming service. You choose your service here, whatever it's going to be, and then you put your stream key in right here. Now, of course, you can change the server support for specific things. You might have to do that, but for YouTube, Facebook, and all the basic Twitch, the basic things you're using, you're probably not going to need the server. Let's go ahead and go to output. Output, this is set up by using your wizard, or you can do it manually. Mine's set up the way I have it set up and this is also where you can send your recordings to. You can send browse and put it what folder you want to be. Mine's set up for my D drive videos. And you're ready to control everything. Your audio, you set up all this. There's videos for setting up settings for different things. It all depends on your system. It's not something we're going to go over in today's video. Going down to audio, if you need to set up things here, there's a lot you can do here, especially if devices. You can set up more devices. Like as you see, I got my second screen set up as my display. And when you go over here to OBS, you see desktop audio 2's here. And if there's anything going through my desktop on this screen, then it would pick up that sound. But currently I got both of them muted. And that's another thing I could show you real quick, which is pretty obvious. If you click the microphone little spot here, you can mute and unmute those. Going down to video, there's not much. You can change the resolution, but it's best to keep it to what your screen is or whatever HD you'd like it to have it on. Hotkeys. This is a very, very important section depending on what you're wanting to do. Not a lot of people really think about the hotkeys, but with hotkeys, it sets up your screens right here. My Be Right Back is set up right here. Recording, video game, the one we just worked on. So let's go ahead and look at recording. Switch to scene to automatically switch to the scene. Now here's a really cool thing for you. There's things like show and hide world right here. If you set those for the same key, if you push the button, it will show world while it's showing, and if you push the key again, it will hide world. So you can use the same button for switching in between those. Same thing with show and hide image. But over here, everything's named under the scene. Show browser desktop, which we're calling. You can have that up so you can show the browser desktop. World, this is the World of Warcraft one. You can show and hide that, of course. And same thing with the image. You can show and hide them. You set it to a button. You push it. It comes up no matter what you're doing. If you're playing your game, OBS does not have to be up on the screen. As long as it's running and recording, doing whatever, it will do it. Same thing with if you go up to the top, start streaming, start recording, stop recording. You can hit as I got it for page down, as you see. If I push page down, it'll stop or start depending on what it's doing currently. You can do it with all these things. Everything's all set up for that. And then there's stuff in advanced. Here in advanced, your general process priority, you want to raise that up. You want to make sure that when you're streaming, you have as much power to your stream as possible. And this is where you kind of do that at. When you're done, make sure you apply. I always click apply, then I click OK. It's just the way I do things. I'm sure you can just click OK, it'll be just fine. And of course, like I said, you can mute and unmute by just clicking or setting up a hotkey for it. And it runs all just fine, all good by clicking, or you can set up hotkeys. It's whatever you prefer. It depends on what you're doing. And you can fully organize and set up this any way you want. And what a really good thing you should do is always mess with things, always mess with the scenes and sources. Find what you like, find new things about it that you haven't known before. And that's what I did. I just kept on playing around with it until I found out as much as I have now about it. And I watched videos on YouTube and also read Reddits and such just to see things that I didn't know before. Anything that can help me out, and that's why I want to bring it to you so I can help you guys out as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, if it helped you, like down below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for those notifications so you can know when I put out another video. I'll see you guys next time. This is Shadow Child.